Zarin Hops with the Rhinebeck School of Music, and in this lesson we're going to do another lesson on practicing caged pentatonics. It's a topic that never dies, apparently. There's just so much to learn. And this is something that really helped me really connect the scale shapes with the chord shapes of caged. And what I'm going to do in this lesson is I'm going to play through the most common keys you'll encounter, which are C, G, D, A, and E. And we're going to, so that's through the circle of fifths, by the way, right? C to G to D to A to E. Then you have B to F sharp to C sharp. You could keep going, but I'm not going to do B and F sharp and C sharp. We're just going to do the most common keys that you'll probably encounter in music, right? If you play pop and rock anyway. So what I'm going to do is I am going to play them in what's called a position. So I've picked this position on the fretboard, like what I call first position, like this area between like the first fret or the open position to like the fifth fret, like kind of that area. And I'm going to keep all my chord shapes and my scale shapes in that one position as I change key. And what that's going to help me do is, in the beginning, as a beginner, you always kind of have to, find your root position of the scale and then play off of that. And then you may get lost as you go down here or further up here, right, with the patterns. So this is going to help you like really hone in on learning your fretboard a little better. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the A shape C chord, and I'm going to play through the scale that corresponds to that, right? I put the blue note in there too, just for fun. Then I'm going to go to G, and I'm going to play the corresponding G major, E minor, pentatonic shape. Then I'm going to go to D, and I'm going to play the corresponding pentatonic shape. Right? Then I'm going to go to A, which is the G shape chord, right? And I'm going to play the corresponding pentatonic shape. And then I'm going to go to the D shape E chord. Okay? And then from there, it's pretty easy to find B, because B is just a half step lower than the C. And it's pretty easy to find F sharp, because it's just a half step lower than the G, right? So finding the other keys is easy, because they're just going to be like a half step lower than where you already were. All right, so let's get into this. So I'm going to play C. Now here's my pentatonic. Now I'm going to go to G. I'm going to play the G major, E minor pentatonic. Now I'm going to go to the C shape D chord. Now I'm going to go to the G shape A chord, but I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to play the bottom portion. Now here's my A major, F sharp minor pentatonic. Now I'm going to go to the D shape E chord here. So what that does is it just helps you, if you're playing something in this position, find those keys a little bit easier. And of course, you can pick another position on the neck. Like, I could start with C, off of here, off of this G shape. Now when I go to G, now the next key would be D, which is the A shape. Now my A would be here. Now I have my E, which is my C shape. So you see like these corresponding shapes, like the C shape, it always has this one. Right? The E shape always has this one. They always correspond to the same shapes. It's just being able to place them in a different place on the fretboard. So here's C up here now, right? And then after that I have G, which is here. And then after that I have D. And then after that I have A. And then after that I have E. And I could keep going, right? I could play these in any position on the fretboard. And it's a real challenge to do so. You know, one thing is reinforcing the circle of fifths, because you're playing through the circle of fifths. And one way, you know, that's one way that people practice playing in all 12 keys. Because once you go through the entire circle, you've played in every key in music, right? So, and that's, you know, in jazz, that's what we were taught to do. But it's good too for any style of music, because really you want to be able to play anywhere at any time, knowing these shapes with the scales and the chords, right? So practicing caged pentatonics in position. So I've tabbed out the first position, but once you get comfortable with that, you can move it around to any position, really. And it's just something to help you connect your chords and your scales together if you're looking to, you know, change keys easier, or find key, you know, changing keys a little bit easier. I know most of you are working in one key for now, and that's great. And if that's where you're at, you should stay there for now. This is a more advanced lesson for people who are looking to solo over chord changes, or you know, change keys, play in different keys, practice playing in different keys. So anyway, hope you found this helpful. If you haven't already, visit www.rhinebeckschoolofmusic.com and subscribe. Become a patron, patreon.com/Rhinebeck School of Music. I'll see you at the next one.